San Francisco 49ers have an opportunity this offseason to add to their wide receiving core by spending some bread and adding a guy like a Tee Higgins from the Cincinnati Bengals. I feel that the 49ers might want to go all in. Now, look, I know if they're going all in, and if you know Kyle Shanahan like I know Kyle Shanahan, he's a wide receiver guy. He seems to be lacking kind of like that wide receiver that can just get open. And we're talking about a guy like Tee Higgins. Now, I understand Tee Higgins has been dealing with some injuries, but Michael Lombardi said on the Pat McAfee show, and I actually have the clip, he said that there's a possibility that the 49ers should go after a guy like Tee Higgins because it will create all kinds of matchup nightmares for defenses. Why? Because you got to figure out how you're going to deal with Debo. Then you got to figure out how you're going to deal with Brandon Ayuk. And I want to remind the San Francisco 49er faithful that Brandon Ayuk, even though he's a $30 million a year wide receiver, the 49ers already extended him. He is top 5 as far as paid per year. I get it, like 1,000% at the $30 million number. Actually, he's out of the top 5. He's actually number 6, right below Tyreek Hill. But the 49ers, Tee Higgins, this could be a nice match made in matrimony, right? Like in heaven for the San Francisco 49ers. And if I'm the Niners, I say, if I'm Kyle Shanahan, I'm going to say, John Lynch, listen, we got some bread. Why not bring in a guy? Now, I understand we drafted a guy like Ricky Pearsall, and I know we're going to probably draft another wide receiver this year, but you're talking about a guy that's already proven he can win matchups one-on-one. He's really a number 1 wide receiver, all right? They just have Jamar Chase over there. Now, I know Cincinnati can tag him again. They can franchise tag him, and all that stuff can go down. But let's hear what Michael Lombardi had to say.
I think T's really talented, and I think T can go somewhere and be a really good player. You put Tee Higgins on a team like the 49ers, my Lord, he could end up shining because they've got other players around him, and then he looks really good. But Brandon Ayuk would be even better with someone like T or Debo or someone there.
So I think the key to football is having the best players out there on the football field at all times and creating what we call mismatch nightmares. And for Kyle Shanahan, like, you got Ricky Pearsall. What is he going to be? We don't necessarily know. We do know he showed some upside or whatnot. And this is not a shot at him, but look at what's going on. You're going to have to put out Ricky Pearsall and Deebo Samuel at the beginning of next season, and you're not really dealing with that true number 1 threat. I understand Jawan Jennings is there, but he's not a true number 1. We know what a true number 1 is. But you go get a guy like Tee Higgins and spend that bread on Tee Higgins, it can actually make the 49ers offense tick a little different. We always say we want Kyle Shanahan to change this. We want Kyle Shanahan to change that. Well, now maybe you need to bring in somebody that's a little bit different, somebody that the league has troubles covering. Understood, Tee Higgins deals with injuries just about every season. I understand that it could be a possibility that he can get injured, but when you have a team that's going to be all in going for the Super Bowl, because you got to think about these aging players, man. You got to think about the guys like the Trent Williams and the George Kittles and the Fred Warners, even though he's young, but he's getting up there as far as playing in football. Like, you got to think about these guys, man. They're getting older. The Niners can't just keep getting to the championship game. They got to find a way to close out the championship game. Now, what will Tee Higgins bring to the San Francisco 49ers? Well, you can line him up in the slot. You can line him up as the X. You can line him up as the Z. You can line him up to create all kinds of matchup nightmares. And I think what Kyle Shanahan wants to do is he wants all his receivers to kind of be able to do a little bit of everything, win their one-on-one battles. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of watching defenses play us press man. Tee Higgins is a strong receiver that can beat one-on-one coverage. You can press him if you want to, but he's a strong guy. He's a strong guy. And he'll be one of the tallest receivers. He is the height of Jawan Jennings. He's 6'4", 219. Big body receiver, contested catch type of receiver. Brock can throw the ball a little bit higher in the air. Doesn't have to put it so low on the ground and things like that. Brock can get that ball up. This guy can go out and make plays. We know what Tee Higgins does career-wise. I mean, I'm just looking at the man's stats and I'm like, golly. Now, like I said, he's dealt with some injuries. All right. He's only played a couple of seasons where he played 16 games, then he's 14 and then 2 12s. All right. So not too bad. Not too bad. 512 targets in his 5-year career, 330 receptions, 4,595 yards. He's averaging 13.9 per reception, 34 TDs. He's a threat in the red zone. All of this stuff would help the San Francisco 49ers offense, in my opinion. I think it's a must look at trying to get another type of dynamic weapon here in the Bay. And if the 49ers are willing to spend that bread, and you know what? Tee Higgins is in year 5. What if right now Tee Higgins is looking for an opportunity to win a championship? And what if the route to win that championship is on a team coached by Kyle Shanahan? I don't know. Let me know. Should the 49ers make a move on free agent wide receiver Tee Higgins? Leave your comments in the comment section. Make sure you hit that like button. If you're new to the stream, go ahead and subscribe. And if you want to support the WayneBreezie channel, go ahead and become a member of the Breezie Bunch crew. I'm your boy V, WayneBreezie. Thank you so much for tuning in, and check out some of those other videos, man. Peace.